Now today in this session of Class 11 Business Studies, we will be going to discuss one more form of business organization. As we know that the business is being expanding and growing large day by day. So with the growth and the expansion of the business and the complexities of the business increase. So due to this, what we have faced, that the previous forms of business organization, that is sole proprietorship form and the partnership form, were not able to face the various types of challenges which have taken place in the business environment, and they were not able to grow and develop or expand themselves as per the needs and the requirement. So there was a need of one more form of business organization in which these things can be easily done. So whatever demerits we have faced or drawbacks were there in the sole proprietorship form of organization or the partnership form of organization, due to that the new form of business organization came into existence, and that is joint stock company, okay, or let's say company form of business organization. So what is a joint stock company or the company form of business organization? This is that form of business organization in which the huge capital investment can be made, and this investment we can call from the various persons who are ready to invest the money in the business, but as such they are not knowing that how to do the business. So this business activity is being carried by a person or a group of persons, okay. So when this type of business comes into existence and which is getting itself registered under the Indian Companies Act 1956, so it should get itself registered under Indian Companies Act 1956. So all those business which are registered under this act are treated as a joint stock company or a company form of business. Now why they are being treated as joint stock company? Because the capital investment is made by the different persons who are the investors in that business. So investors are of two types: one who have invested the money by giving the loan to the company, and other who have given the money by purchasing the shares of the company. So the capital of the company, that is divided into small parts, and those small parts are known as shares. And the persons who are purchasing the shares of the company, they are known as the shareholders of the company or the members of the company. So the investment which is made by the shareholders of the company or the members of the company, due to which they are being treated as a joint stock company, and the management is done by the elected representatives of those members. From the elected representatives of those members, the management is formed, and that is known as board of directors. So this is an overall concept related with the joint stock company. Now we can see that what are the features or the characteristics of a joint stock company. The characters of a joint stock company, okay, it is an artificial person. It is an artificial person which is created by law, okay. The company is an artificial person created by law. Company can do all types of work. It can sign any document. It has got a separate legal existence. When this form of business is registered, it is have a separate legal existence. It can sign into any contract. It can enter into any contract, and it can do all types of work like a natural person. Okay, so that is why it is known as an artificial person, which is created by law. Then comes the second thing. It has got a separate identity. As soon as the company is getting registered under the Companies Act 1956, this gives the separate legal existence to the company, and the member of the company are separate, and the company management is separate from its member. So members are not responsible for any act of the company, and the company is also not responsible for any act which is done by the members of the company. Then another feature, that is limited liability. The liability of all the members of the company is limited. So the investors who have invested the money, those are the shareholders, their liability is limited only up to the extent of the shares which they are holding in the company. So they are responsible for paying the debts of the company only up to the extent of the money which they have invested in the form of shares. Formation. The formation of the company takes place under the Indian Companies Act 1956. So these are the companies which are registered under the Indian Companies Act 1956. Okay. So formation, the procedure of formation is complex here. We have to complete various legal formalities. We have to submit the number of documents, and then only the formation of the company will take place. So company has to get itself registered under the Indian Companies Act 1956. Next one is perpetual succession. The company has got a perpetual succession. This feature we have already discussed in the cooperative form of society also. That the members of the companies may come, may go, but the company will run forever. So the company does not have any effect on its existence due to the insolvency of any member, death of any member, lunacy of any member. Okay, so it has got a perpetual succession. It will continue its business forever up till the time period the company is not winded up. Okay. Then comes another feature. Company has got a common seal. So on all the specific documents of the company, the common seal of the company is embossed, which gives the authentication to those documents. So common seal is in the possession of the secretary of the company, and that secretary of the company, he puts the common seal or embosses the seal on all the authenticated or the valid documents of the company to give its the validity that these are the official documents of the company, and then it is signed by a concerned person who has got the signatory power. So there is a common seal for the company. Then comes transferability of shares. Another feature. The transferability of the shares is possible. The members of the company, if they do not want to hold the shares of the company, they can easily transfer the shares to the other person. The company is not buying the shares of the company which they have already sold. So those shares can be now traded in the open market. And if the shareholders are not interested in keeping those shares, so they can easily transfer those shares to the another person who wants to be a member of the company. So these were some of the basic characteristics of the company form of business organization. So today in this session we have discussed what is joint stock company, how it is formed, okay, and what are the characters of the joint stock company. Thank you and have a nice day.